Well, South Africa is using its time at Expo 2020 Dubai to not only learn from the world about how to address some of its most pressing challenges, but to also share tips with other nations. Umgeni Water in KwaZulu-Natal is one of the largest state-owned utilities on the African continent. So this Water Week, it's using its presence at the Expo to show how it's managed to extend its work beyond bulk water supply. And my co-anchor Ayanda Nyathi is in Dubai, joining us live now. Ayanda, Umgeni Water does a lot of things right, but does that mean it's without its challenges? I suppose people here at home will be asking.
Absolutely, and the answer is obviously no. Very few things are done perfectly, and I think Umgeni Water itself will also admit that there is room for improvement. But as you've mentioned, there's also a lot to learn. Part of what South Africa is doing here, as you've mentioned, is not only trying to, I guess, replicate the things that many other nations have gotten right, but to also offer some of the tips, if you like, that we've managed to certainly secure. Joining me now is Gapsi Matendra. She is the chairperson of Umgeni Water. And, you know, perhaps that's where we should start. Good morning to you, by the way.
Good morning. Good morning.
You know, I was thinking as we were waiting to go on air, it's so lovely to be able to speak isiZulu with someone all the way in Dubai. It's something it's not something we do often, but to the business at hand, right? Most people might not know that Dubai doesn't have naturally occurring rainfalls whilst we're here. And I guess many people will ask, with that in mind, why come here as an entity that deals mainly with water from rain?
Yes, Dubai doesn't have water, and interestingly, there's something called cloud seeding, so they make it rain. Now, if you look at South Africa, we have seasonal rainfall. So in times when we're all celebrating the rainfall, but we also have seasons where we don't have rainfall. So what we're coming here to learn is making it rain. Now, what is cloud seeding? Cloud seeding, the way we explain it, it's all about the difference between rain droplets and actually having rainfall. So in the UAE, many years ago, they discovered that they do have rain droplets, but it doesn't fall. They don't have rainfall. So now they then thought cloud seeding would be a perfect solution. What does it entail? You have a solution and you fly an aeroplane to a certain position and you inject the solution into the clouds, therefore making them heavy, and then they fall. So now they're converting rain droplets into rainfall. So now if you look at our situation in the country, in times when we're having a drought, we're looking at the solutions to say when we're having a drought, then we must be able to go to the clouds, inject a solution, and make the rain fall.
Sure.
So that's one of the things we're learning, and it's amazing. It's amazing technology. We're taking it back, and from our minister, Senzo Mkhundu, in his approval, he said to us, go there, learn, and bring the examples home. So that's what we're planning to do.
You know, part of the rain we did receive in places like KZN has been welcomed, but there's also been instances where perhaps we had a whole lot more than what we bargained for. You know, I'm talking about some of the floods we've experienced. Yes. I wonder, as we try to learn from different technologies, whether we're at a stage yet where we can, I guess, learn how to better manage some of that rain, infrastructure-wise.
Yes.
Speak to us about the plans that Umgeni Water is considering in trying to, for instance, circumvent some of those unforeseen circumstances.
Okay, thank you so much. For us, flooding is an unfortunate occurrence, but flooding sometimes it starts with your time regional planning. So what the department has done, and also ourselves at Umgeni, is to better interact with municipalities in terms of the actual human settlements and also the infrastructure planning. That talks to your drainage systems, because even before you get the rain, you need to be better prepared in terms of your land use management. So we've contributed a lot, and in a recent summit that the minister has had, he has called in on all stakeholders to come and contribute to come up with solutions. The other thing we're doing is that we are catching the water in terms of the catchment where the water goes. Some of the ways is through building dams on behalf of the department, so that then we're able to capture the water, so that then there's better dam management. In other areas, we're ensuring that the infrastructure that we put is very resilient, so that then even if we do get the floods, but our infrastructure remains resilient.
Yeah. Umgeni, I think, and Newzroom Water collectively will service about 11 million people, just about 2.9 million households. That's a lot.
It's
right?
quite a lot.
It certainly, I think it's 50% of the surface area of KZN.
Yes,
correct
it
me
is
if I'm
more
wrong.
than 50%. Yes.
Absolutely. However, there's obviously room to do more, and I think Umgeni Water will also admit that there is room to increase that kind of provision.
Yes.
Plans to, in order to get that right?
Well, if you go back to our recent history, we were not servicing King Cetshwayo District Municipality, that is the northern parts of KZN. So we have grown to King Cetshwayo, we're servicing them, and our plans is that progressively we ensure that we roll out the infrastructure to other municipalities. So then once we get to them, we are able to provide bulk water service, and once we provide the bulk water services, it enables the municipality to then do reticulation. So it's like we're lifting the load off the shoulder of the municipality, enabling them to focus to reticulation and ensuring that the people are getting water from the taps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bulk water provision is not the only thing you do.
No.
Umgeni tourism somewhere in the
yes,
mix as
tourism,
well.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And I guess that's kind of a sign of, your success, right?
Yes,
if you're able to extend beyond your primary services.
Yes.
Speak to us about that. I mean, help us connect the dots with
How
Umgeni Water and tourism. How does it all connect? Yeah.
Umgeni Water has got two subsidiaries. One of them is Umgeni Holdings. That's the one that does tourism. And the other one is Umgeni Water Services, dealing with research, partnerships, and skills and education. Now, going back to Umgeni, tourism is very big, and dams around the world have shown that they're a good facility for recreational purposes. They attract investors, and I mean, we once had a visit to a dam, it's called Hoover Dam, and we realized that people were not only coming there to look at the dam, but they were there to look at history, to understand the history of the country, to have conferencing facilities and all of that. So through Umgeni Holdings, we're hoping to roll out this tourism element to all our infrastructure so that people can enjoy seeing the beautiful work. Also, not just tourism, we also do catchment management. So whilst we're giving tourists a nice view, we're also ensuring the dams are cleaned, we're also ensuring the dams are managed, we also do water sampling, so ensuring the water quality is of good quality. So the whole lot that we're doing through Umgeni Holdings, and obviously with the tourism society is also benefiting.
Yeah. Back home there's a lot of conversations at the moment about the investment summit that's going to take place in Sandton. It's also taking place in a context where South Africans are feeling the pinch of rising petrol prices, electricity is going up. I wonder to what extent the bountiful rain we've received, not only in KZN but elsewhere, could lead to some kind of relief for customers of Umgeni Water. Am I putting you under pressure?
Yes. So what is happening, I'm not sure if you understand that customers of Umgeni Water are actually municipalities.
Right.
So we have 7 customers in terms of municipalities. We have eThekwini, we have Umsunduze, we have Umgungundlovu, we have King Cetshwayo, we have Ilembe, and we have Herikwala and Ugu. So those are our customers that we service. And you are correct when you're saying when we have more than abundant water, it assists them because we have quite good storage facilities in terms of dams and reservoirs. And when we get beautiful rainfall, then we are able to store more for municipalities, which means we are able to skip a drought or two and ensuring that we provide the water. So that's the benefit that they are getting, and they appreciate, because then they can go out to individual households and say, and even to industry, and say we do have water. So that is, I think, number one and huge, and actually the mega priority that we have in mind, and that's the big benefit that municipalities are getting.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Some light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully.
Yes,
such a pleasure speaking to you. Kapsi Matendra is the chairperson of Umgeni Water, speaking to us about some of the existing challenges, but also, and I think this is important, shining a spotlight on the things we do manage to get right, which is certainly, hopefully, part of what we're taking back home after our presence here at Expo 2020 Dubai.
Certainly. Thanks very much indeed for that. Ayanda Nyathi live to us there from Expo 2020.